Okay, once you get this all the way finished, then you're going to start adding your designs. Now make sure that your symbols actually represent you. This is a symbol for family. This is a symbol for loving to read. This is a symbol that means a lot to me. It's a symbol for the desert, and that was actually where my dad and I spent a lot of time together. He's passed away, so that means a lot to me. And then this is a symbol for my dog. So since you're doing everything using an additive technique, any clay that you add, you have to score before you add it. So if I'm looking at my little desert cactus scene, I'm just gonna kind of plan out where I'm gonna be putting things. These are my little, this is like my sand, this is like my mountains. Okay, so anytime you add clay, you need to score it. And when you're scoring, all you're doing is taking something sharp and kind of roughing it up, like Velcro. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this and rough this up so that it's like Velcro. And remember, we're using additive more than anything else. And then I'm gonna take this piece, which I'm going to add, and I'm going to score it as well. So now I've basically created Velcro. And then if I have anything hanging off the edge, I can always cut that with any of the tools that are sharp that you guys have. So now I'm gonna kind of cut that off so I can keep with my edge. And I want that to actually look like sand. So I have to figure out a way to add texture to it so that it really does look like sand. So I think what I'm going to do is take this little needle and go back through and just add tons and tons and tons of tiny little pokes until it looks like sand. And the whole reason behind scoring the clay is so that you don't accidentally create air bubbles in between. So now it kind of looks a little more like sand, a little bit of a sandy texture there. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my mountains. The mountains in the back are gonna be a little bit flatter than the mountains in the front. We're going to add our scoring. And the more you work with this clay, the more it's going to dry. So you want to not spend a lot of time working with it. And that's why we do our planning sheet. So you can kind of figure out what you want to do ahead of time. And I think I'm actually going to just go ahead and bring that on down instead of adding another mountain there. So now I've got my 2 mountains and I'm going to work on my cactus. There was that little tube that I rolled out earlier. See what fits in here. That's gonna fit. So on this one, because I'm not flattening it out, I wanna make sure I score it. Sorry for all the coughing, guys. I have to cut a little bit more off that side. Now the wetter the clay is, the easier it is to kind of work with and place things. And what I'm doing right now, smoothing along the edges, that's going to help kind of hold it on there too. You just don't want anything to fall off of your project. You want everything to stay on there. So now I've got a pretty good thing going on here with my cacti, and it's all been added on there. And at this point I would go through and add my other symbols. Now obviously you're not going to finish all of this in one day. So I'm going to stop right here and in the next video show you how to clean up.